A school teacher in space, intergalactic organisms which are eating the sun, fate of humanity is at stake. Endless and pointless scientific experiments, freaking aliens. Welcome to Bookhole. This is your host, Michael Sheglov. And today I'll be reviewing a tome of a book which is called Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Generally, I'm not a big fan of sci-fi books, but The Martian was love at first sight. I believe it was a perfect blend between smart fantasy and real-life fiction, and balanced on the edge of what is possible. Hence, when I first heard about Andy's book coming out, I immediately signed up for the waiting list on Amazon. The author paints a really engaging context, which in theory should hook up the reader immediately and don't let go until the end of the book. An astronaut wakes up from deep slumber in the outer space and struggles with amnesia. He is accompanied only by 2 dead bodies and an AI computer. Well, that's a pretty hopeless setting to start off with. The main protagonist struggles not only with trying to remember how he popped up on a space shuttle, but to recover his forgotten identity. Along the way, you learn that he is a school teacher who, by sheer coincidence and the strange relevance of his professional expertise, turns out to be the first one to hack the mystery behind the so-called astrophage, the intergalactic space organisms who are eating at the sun and posing the risk for the whole humanity. Of course, the whole humanity should be at stake. Why not add pathos, grandeur to the novel? Then, by a leap of faith from space authorities like NASA, the guy is skyrocketed into space together with 2 astronauts to save the world. Why not put the whole fate of humanity in the hands of 3 astronauts? Makes total sense. Then the story progresses by the never-ending stream of pseudo-scientific problem-solving. Midway through the book, you start asking yourself whether this specific experiment was necessary or the author just loves to write about them. The culmination of the whole narrative is the contact with an alien life form, and on and off 100 pages signal exchange between 2 spaceships. This was the moment when the whole story transformed from a science fiction, thriller and detective into a borderline stale fantasy, and the exact moment when I lost interest in the book entirely. Ending wraps up in a Hollywood-esque, cheesy manner and invites a film contract. Language of the book is pretty dry. I would even say functional. Main protagonist, Rylan Grace, is the identical copy of Mark Watney from The Martian. It's the same thinking style, the same sense of humor, the same poise, but he is put in a different context. And this time it doesn't work as well. His sense of humor appears to be juvenile. His intellectual rigor skews towards nerdiness and actually bores. Moreover, this endless habit of trying to turn everything he touches into science is pretty much annoying and makes you lose empathy towards the guy somewhere by the middle of the book. Speaking about other characters, they are very secondary, superficial, and just fade in the background. They play supporting roles, nothing more than that. The book was unnecessarily long and could have benefited from being cut at least twice. I would rank it 5 out of 10 and wouldn't recommend it. What was supposed to be a page-turner turned out to be a B-level fantasy book. If you want to know more about books, stay on top of all the book trends, please subscribe.